Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Mod Spotlight. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. Today we are going over the Strange Matter mod. And this one is quite interesting. It allows you to turn energy into ores, which I think is pretty cool because, sometimes you have excess energy, or if you would prefer to just go the route of, building massive energy production and not building a ton of outposts, you could do that and get some ore. And it's pretty awesome. So there are some researches connected to this, actually quite a few. You can see here there's copper synthesis, iron synthesis, and they're each 2000. So, I mean, this is like late game stuff. And then there's matter stabilization, which allows a Mark II as well as a different recipe, which I'll explain in a second. Sulfuric acid synthesis, which I'm failing to pronounce. Quantum chromodynamics as well, and all this stuff. So anyway, what this lets you do is that you have a matter fabricator as well as a matter fabricator Mark II. Now the Mark I can only do liquid, and it's strange QCD matter, and it takes energy and outputs the liquid, the matter. And this guy is not only is he faster, this is a 0.5 speed, this is 1.25, this actually creates solids, which solids can be then turned into a liquid in a chemical plant, and you get 12 liquid for every 1 solid. Okay, now the conversions here, the mod portal does list some of this stuff, so you can check that out, but it says 10 megawatts will result in 6 matter a minute, 100 megawatts will result in 1 matter a second, which equals 1 ore a second, which equals 60 ore a minute. So it's not, I mean, you do need quite a bit of energy for this to actually be like worth a ton, but if you have 1 gigawatt of power and you use the Mark II, this guy, it'll result in 12 solid matter a second, which is about 900 matter a minute, which would then be 900 ore a minute. So if we connect this up, I have a solar layout here. If we connect this guy up, and let me just actually use this. So this guy doesn't have much power, but he's going, right? So you can see that all of our power is pretty much being drained here. This thing is like taking all of it, this one. And I'm actually going to turn this off just for demonstration. So this is maxed up. You can see he's now creating a little bit. We get 0.2 every time, 20%. And then we're going to connect this. And it's a 1-to-1 for most of the basic things. If I can find pipes here. So this guy, it just takes 1 matter to make 1 ore. And you do this in an assembler. Now the rest of these, so this for copper, iron, and wood, and coal and stone, it takes 1 strange matter. For wood, it takes 0.2, and then for uranium, it takes 10, right? Because uranium is a much more precious, expensive resource. And then, like I said, so then that will create the solids. The Mark II guy here takes a ton of power, but it will create the solids, and then it will output the liquid, which you can then turn into ores here. So if you just want to build a massive nuclear or massive solar setup and have some ore created from that, maybe if you combine this with something like, I don't know, C block, not that you really have room to do a ton of power there, but something like that where ore is maybe not as easy to come by, then this would be a cool way to do it. I think it's pretty interesting. So that's the basics of it. You can check out the mod portal for more info, and that will be linked in the description as always. But until then, that'll do it, guys. If you have any questions or I forgot anything, leave them down in the comments. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.